Welcome to the Arena 2023 Year in Review award show and review show. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have with us some of Arena's biggest stars, Catherine and AJ Dashani. Say what's up, guys, so we can see you.
What up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on?
Happy to be here.
And guys, if you don't know, AJ Dashani, competitor in Arena and matchmaker. Catherine Miliaris and Dashani, competitor and commentator for Arena. Also with us today, we have two more competitors. We have CJ Berkheimer. CJ, say what's up, my man.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
Not much, my friend. Just happy to be talking to you. And Zach Radigan, also with us today, the Psycho. How you doing, man?
Hello.
Psychotic and outdoors indeed in this cold. And then later on, when we get into next year's talk, Arena's CEO, president, the man behind the business, Joseph, is going to be joining us. So, guys, 2023 was a great year in Arena. My first year, all around great matches, incredible promotion, great show all around. So let me just ask you guys, we'll start with Zach, because Zach, you're still frozen on my screen. Like, what was your overall impression of Arena from the year? Like, a lot of growth, in my opinion.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, cool. What's going on? What's my opinion of the year in review? Obviously, biggest year for Arena yet, and only up from here, right? I think there's so many amazing moments, so many amazing grapplers we had on, and you guys just killed it, man, with production, with introducing Arena Plus. Just so many good things to come from Arena, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm only seeing up from here.
Hey, man, I hope so. That sounds good to me. And then CJ, I'll go to you next, man, because you're also a competitor. You and Zach are the two of the bigger names in the promotion. So from your perspective, being someone who trains at Droogs and is a little closer to the area, how do you feel the promotion has grown last year?
Oh, man, it's crazy. It's like being there for every event. You literally saw progress each time, whether it was something added to the match or like something added to the editing at the end of it. Just there was so much from every event that just got better and better. So it's crazy to compare the January card last year to probably this January card. It's like, I don't know. We just keep improving.
Yeah, it's been night and day from my perspective too. And then AJ and Kat, I'll go to you guys now because you own Droogs, where most of the Arena events go down. So it's also been your first full year as a gym. Congratulations. So I guess like how is that tied together? Like, how have you seen Arena grow along with Droogs?
Well, personally, I watched and went to live one of the old arenas before it was what it is today, when AJ was on the card as like a purple belt. And comparing that to the revamp this year to now what it's become, it's exactly what everyone said. Like, every time we show up to Droogs, Joe has added something else that's really cool, from the lights, the production, there's a DJ, the music, not to mention Riley's Hands, who's the massage guy there, which is really cool. I mean, there's you coming on as like the host. The commentary table started, just as like nothing. And now it's like a full table with like a TV. So all of that's awesome. But additionally, I feel like the grapplers have gotten cooler and cooler every time. And just, it's been really good showcase for all of the grapplers brands. Like, everybody's been able to grow within themselves. Now we're getting new names. And I feel like 2024 is going to be like an introduction to bigger and continuously growing names.
Yeah, I agree. I think I can say in the same breath and talk about either Droogs or Arena and say that pretty confidently that they're both becoming destinations for the area's best grapplers, without getting ahead of ourselves, and soon to be outside of the area. We're going to get some extreme talent on here pretty soon, but I think everybody's nailed it. Like, every step of the way, whether it was the competition, the rule set, the production, the competitors, the timeliness, it's just all becomes so seamless and so top-notch quality. It's really hard. I know Joe and I talk about it a lot, like strategy-wise, like who's the competitor, what's the competitor. Dude, I think we're head and shoulders above most of these places right now. It's just the team is strong. Everybody on this call, it's the team. So it's getting there. It's getting there.
Agreed 100%, man. I love the Arena squad and the team. It's really flowing well, and we're growing into something beautiful. And then just talking more recap, CJ, 6 wins in 2023, man. Like I said, one of the bigger names. You've been headlining cards. So I guess, how would you describe your Arena performance overall? Like, is it what you thought you'd be getting into?
Definitely not what I expected at the start of the year. It kind of just kept rolling and rolling from event after event. I definitely didn't anticipate anything that really came out of this year. It just kind of happened. And I'm really glad and fortunate for it. Honestly, Arena's done a lot for me specifically, and I'm just really grateful for everything that's happened so far. And I'm excited for next year too, because I'm sure a lot more unexpected things will keep happening.
And then let's go to Psycho now, because Zach, you're the only person in the entire promotion who has more submissions than CJ. I think you're ahead by one. So likewise, similarly, how would you describe your arena performance so far? Has it lived up to your expectations?
My performance or my experience at Arena?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to start off by thanking you guys because I'm just at the end of the day, I'm just a blue belt, right? Like I've been training for 3.5 years, and without Arena, I wouldn't have been able to showcase my jujitsu like I have been with the promotion. It's like it's really hard to like kind of get your name out there, and Arena has been doing nothing but putting on super professional events and giving me a platform to compete and show that I have a exciting and different style in the sport. So I want to start off by thanking you guys, all you guys. All you guys are huge parts of the promotion. So thank you.
Of course, man. Thank you. You're the exciting one. You make it happen. But as far as your performance, you happy with it so far?
Performance this year, yeah. No, I'm very happy with how this year went. I had a few injuries here and there. I wish I could have competed a little bit more, but I feel like when I did, I showed out for the most part. I went 5-1 this year. I went against on paper all people that were better than me. So that's the kind of matches that I'm looking for. Is just I'm always looking up.
And then AJ, obviously, did AJ leave, Kat?
No, he's here. His hand was tired, so he's just rearranging, but he's right here.
Oh, okay, perfect. Well, then we'll keep it with AJ, because you compete and you match make. So I guess let me get a little bit of both of that. How was your first year matchmaking, and then how do you feel about your performances inside the cage?
Yeah, man, matchmaking's been good. I'm super fortunate, I think, to know a lot of people in the area since I've been around so much. So it's been able to afford me the opportunity to put our guys on, get some of the local talent that I know. I mean, CJ obviously has probably benefited more than anybody, and I'm not trying to be like anything when I say that, but Joe does such a good job of building profiles and establishing brands for people that weren't established. And now CJ's doing seminars and stuff. You have Zach, who deserves the platform because he's an exciting blue belt. And like I was saying, when I was a blue belt, those opportunities didn't exist. And it's just really cool that guys that deserve the spotlight are finally getting it. And you're seeing guys like Luke Staley, like he's another guy. I think Arena has built his brand to the point where he can go do whatever he wants. So from a matchmaking perspective, it's like I want to put on matches that personally I want to see. I know a lot of these. I know we use a lot of the same people, but it's because they deserve it and not because they're just in-house people. And I don't mean any offense to like any other promotions, but you see a lot of like in-house recycling, and the matches don't really make sense sometimes, and they don't put on the best performances. But I've never heard anybody watch Arena and say it was boring. You know what I mean? So from a matchmaking perspective, I just want to put stuff out there that people would want to see, myself included. They're long days. You know what I mean? I don't want to watch two boring guys just because they're our homies, like go out there and not have good matches. And I think everybody understands that. Everybody like pulls back a little bit off of like the pride and like goes and sends it. You know what I mean? And from a competitor standpoint, like I want to be that guy. You know what I mean? I want to be the guy that people want to watch. So Arena allows me between the rule set, the cage, the ability to get people that want to go against me. It just makes it really, really easy for me to want to go out there and put on a show because people would want to watch it and I want to be in there. So it's a cool full circle thing.
And then Kat, we'll keep it with you guys. I would say one of the most fiercest competitors I know. You know, you're going to Worlds, kicking ass all over, kicking ass in Arena, but you're also commentating. And we've done it alongside each other. You're great at it. You lead the show when we do it. It's quite a comfort, so I don't have to fill the empty space because you're very good at that. So thank you. But Kat, I'm wondering the same for you. Like, how have you tied in commentating and competing? Like, describe your year so far with Arena.
Commentating has been awesome. I mean, when we come to talk about building brands, I never even wanted to, like, I never thought I was going to be like in commentary. And then I actually had other promotions reach out to ask if I wanted to commentate. So that alone was like really exciting. I definitely do get nervous if I'm competing and commentating at the same time. So I don't tend to do that. But as a competitor, it's completely changed my mindset, especially because obviously we have the cage. So in preparing for anything, especially any of the girls if they wanted to do MMA or anything like that. I feel better being in the cage as a competitor. So it's been great. I feel like juggling it hasn't been too bad because I've never done both at the same time. But I definitely did find a new love for commentating, and I think my skill gets better when I'm talking because then I'll either be confused otherwise if I don't know what I'm saying, or AJ will correct me if I'm in the wrong position. So I'm like very specific now. I'm like, all right, I got to make sure I know everything I'm talking about. And now I'm critiquing other commentators, so it's exciting.
I think it's cool for obviously I'm gonna flip it back to Jake now, but like Jake's finally training, so he's kind of seeing what's happening. And you guys, like, no matter who's on the commentary table, whether it's you, Jillian, Jake, or whoever, like you guys don't understand as we're building this brand, your voices are the ones that are going to be heard in people's highlight videos and stuff, right? So you guys are equally important. I know, like, if I get like a big reaction off of like a foot sweep or a submission, like the first thing I go home is like I want to go hear what everybody was saying off of it. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to Jay Buto, but Jay's like one of those guys. And then you guys on commentary in the last couple of matches I've had, I've been like, all right, I want to go home and see what they said. Like, what reaction did I get when that was happening? That stuff's cool. You guys are just as important on that end of it.
Yeah, and I mean, just to add to that before we go back, your growth has been really exciting too. The first time you commentated with me, you weren't training, so that is like that's full circle for me. Like you kind of had some ideas because you've been in it for so long, but now that you're training and you like reference specific things, I'm like, oh, this is cool. So.
But guys, let's take about like 5 minutes here. Maybe, I don't know how long it'll take. I don't know why I said 5 minutes, but let's take some time here and go through some 2023 awards. The way I'll do this is I'll kind of just go one by one. I'll go person by person, see if you have a thought. If you don't have a specific, that's okay. And just, give me your thoughts, all that. And I think we'll start with the big one, Grappler of the Year. I don't necessarily have one person for this. I think there's a lot of big people in the promotion. A lot of them are on the call right here. I think other people, Go Johnny's been a big name lately. The Shomos brothers are big names. I knew AJ would like the Go Johnny reference, but Staley, Cockle, so many talented people on this roster. And I think it's also been cool that we've seen different tiers of talent. I feel like we had big names earlier. The spring had big names. The winter had big names. And now we're going to have belts to bring them all together. So CJ, let's start with you, man. You have a Grappler of the Year. You can say yourself. I'm not going to judge.
No, I don't. Like, I really mean it. I'd probably say Zach or Cockle. In terms of volume, that's what, I think that's what you got to look at when it comes down to this award. And Cockle being a black belt and competing at the frequency that he does, I don't know how he doesn't get an award. And also Zach, who stepped in on probably half the matches that he had, did it on short notice, took matches against the black belt, popped his foot. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how you pick between either of them, because that's me. That's my pick, honestly.
I agree. I think that's a very strong Mount Rushmore there. And then Zach, CJ just had some kind words. How do you feel about that? What's your Grappler of the Year looking like?
Thank you, CJ. I thought about this too, because we were given a list of things we were talking about, and I was really thinking, and man, I don't know. I'm usually really humble, but I honestly think I take it for Grappler of the Year. Honestly, I'm sorry, but I gotta say it. I have the most subs right now. CJ super close behind, but something unique with me, it's all the subs were all different. Every single submission is different in the 10 that I have. And they're funky ones too.
Bro, you had like 6 ankle locks. What do you mean?
No, look, no, I didn't. What are you talking about, dude?
I'm playing.
Oh, all leg locks are the same. They're all ankle locks now.
Yes.
Get out of here. Nah,
bro, they're all the same foot lock.
No, you're crazy, man. Dude, they're all different. I swear. You got a toe hold. You got a toe hold, ankle lock, heel hook, no-gi baseball bat choke, buggy choke, triangle, armbar, Americana, and then more. It's all up to 10. They're all different.
Damn.
So,
That's mad
Somebody
impressive.
let you hit an
Just remembered them.
Americana?
hey, we don't talk about that, man.
That's
We don't
crazy.
talk about that. Anywho, yeah, and just
He
I don't
also
know,
broke a foot on a black belt.
Sounds like an ankle lock, doesn't it, CJ?
That's the same shit.
low key though, low key. It kind of is. No, but I don't know, man. I went from being 0-2 last year, and it was more of just it was like a cool comeback story for me too. Like I don't know. I think maybe me, but that'll be up to others to judge. But that's my input.
Well, I like the pitch, and you don't have a lot of argument for me. I think you're definitely one of the strongest competitors. And I don't know, I'm not getting in the middle of this, but Joe also told me they're 10 different submissions. I'm a white belt; they all look the same to me, anyways. But pretty impressive, nonetheless. Even more impressive, you can rattle them off like that. Kat and AJ, you guys have any input? Who's your grappler of the year?
Okay, so initially, as a front runner, I have always loved Dave Romano because he's wild. And he came in technically as an unranked white belt, and now by the end of the year, he's a brown belt. So he's really, as he's been training forever. I considered CJ obviously too. He's second on the list. He's done a ton, and he's picked up some really high level matches, including Cockle. Honestly, Zach Radigan, when you just said your name, I was in my head shaking like, I can't believe he's going to say that. But that was a really good campaign. So I give it to you because I was like, shoot, did I just become a fan of that campaign? Because it's true. Having that many submissions, that many matches, also at higher ranks is pretty legit. I feel like if anything, it at least earns potentially a new rank, depending on what it looks like. It feels like you could be a higher rank. But my vote is going to stay the same. I came in with Cockle, and that's what I'm going to leave with. Just because, first off, in consideration, he's a black belt. So the higher the ranks, the harder it gets. And he's a gamer. So when I want to watch something and I think of good jiu-jitsu to watch, that's going to be mostly technical, sometimes crazy. And you just throw spaghetti out to the wall and see what you get. It's Andrew Cockle. All of his matches are fun. He's taken on some of the best guys. CJ's match being one of a really, really fun one that almost ended in overtime. The Luke Staley match with him was fantastic. He took a Zach Radigan match in good fashion. He says no to nobody, and he shows up and he's competed, injured. He's competed the next day. He's competed the day before. He never has a coach. Other shout out to Madison and his girlfriend, but he is the coach. So my vote's for Cockle.
Yeah. Cockle. It's when you look at strength of schedule and everything he's doing outside of it, like Kat mentioned, he's competing the same day, days of, day after, day before. He came in severely hurt the one match. But if you're gonna make me watch one person, it's gonna be him. I'm gonna be a little bit of a contrarian too. I think even though he thinks I hate him, Luke Shionis. Because when it comes down to matchmaking, I look at that guy and I say, I don't know who I can give him that's not world ranked that can beat him. He's just a pain in the ass, man. He's so good. And I don't give him, he's not had an easy match. Everybody I give him, if you look at I know he's only been on once, but I think Alejandro, or he's been on twice. Alejandro, we give him nothing but the craziest guys because I know Luke's going to slow them down and just perform as a black belt who's starting to slow down. Watching him just do clean jujitsu.
He had Staley, right? Was it Staley?
He's had everybody.
Yeah. We watched his foot pop and then he subbed him, which is crazy.
He's had the hardest schedule and he's beaten everybody. So you just look at a guy like that and you have to question how it's not him. Like I said, Cockle's right there. Obviously, Zach's right there. Zach's the only thing that's hurting him is strength of schedule. You know what I mean? And that's just it's a little bias there. CJ, same thing. He's
what do you mean?
A tough spot where CJ is only going to run into guys that are top world ranked that are going to give him a hard time, and he's going to make look pretty silly. So, I would say Cockle and Luke are my probably 1 and 2.
I think they're all good campaigns from CJ to Cockle to Staley to Shomos to Radigan. They're all my grapplers of the year. You guys are all stars in my eyes. And this one, I'd love to know too. I don't actually have a specific one written down, but I guess raise your hand if you have one, and I'll call on you. Does anybody have a submission of the year, one or two that stood out to them? CJ Berkheimer, start us off, my friend.
I think I was playing through back in my head. The two that stuck out and for me definitely was the Dave Romano armbar on Zach.
Guard. Dave
Nice
working
leg
to step
pummel
his
by
pass.
Dave.
Oh, dropping
looks to
back on
come
an
out for
arm.
that
He's coming out on an
arm.
arm. Zach's coming up on top.
Does he have security?
Oh,
Wow, we got a verbal tap.
all right.
And then also, I don't know if it was an overtime or the end of the third round, but like the flying triangle by Mike V has been forgotten about. And that shit was fucking crazy.
That looked like a slip, and he finds himself in a triangle. This could be interesting. Michael Villeneuve controlling the posture. Oh my goodness! In overtime, Michael Villeneuve.
So those are my two.
There's been some crazy ones, and Zach, you just had your hand raised. Before I call on you, though, I do want to say your specific no-gi baseball bat joke was maybe my pick for this one.
Oh, and he's dropping back for the no-gi baseball bat choke. It's going to be tough to finish here, but it looks like he's got a solid grip on this, and Sung cannot create the space. Oh, and he gets the tap.
Because that was wild, and that you don't see that ever. So, Zach, what do you got to say?
Just missed the cut. That one was in 2022, unfortunately.
Oh,
But
I'm a catcher.
It's okay. That's all right. That's all right. My pick, I'm going right back to CJ, man. Listen, his match with Sung Yapu, those guys, I love both you guys, man. But yo, he was like a ninja. He was like a ninja with like this way, and then like sneaking in. He was defending this arm. He was like,
oh, that choke is sunk in. Oh man,
up against the cage.
He might get the finish here. Oh no. Oh,
He's right back to it though.
He's really grinding for that choke.
Good, great job.
Oh, it's
so tight.
Oh, he switches. That was a beautiful finish.
Wow, very good.
Wow.
Impressive start to
Man,
his match.
this is my first time watching CJ, and let me tell you, I am a fan of his jiu-jitsu now.
that looked pretty cool. And I saw it like right in front of me too. It was really cool to watch that. Another one I liked was AJ with the guillotine. But the part about it that makes it an amazing sub was that he had a broken rib.
Back on that to that guillotine.
And he likes AJ with that guillotine. He's gonna crack. He taps.
He gets a tap.
Oh my God! No way! Oh
20 seconds into the match, and AJ is in pain.
Oh.
When he did it. So I want to point that one out too. And there was just a ton of good subs. I don't know, but those two just stuck out to me right now.
It's a hard award to pick because there are literally so many subs. And yeah, AJ's was great with the broken rib. I just with everything he had cranking and he got it. Yeah, it was awesome. There's been some good ones. Every arena card, if there's 10 matches, there's going to be at least 6 to 7 holy shit type of subs. So, Joe, hats off to you.
I want to add one too. I really like the Suyi. Was that you?
Yeah,
It looks like Amanda might have to give up now and try and come out.
Sweet.
Oh, and the tap.
Wow.
How strong is Suyi Chen?
Man, she actually helped change my outlook on my game. So mine's Suyi Chen because I had Amanda Mazza. Like obviously, I love them both. I train with Amanda sometimes. I've trained with Sue, but Sue was in bottom mount, and I was positive that she was even in a guillotine. Amanda was in a guillotine and was going to get out. It was a diesel squeezle. And you could come off that if that's what you guys were picking. But man, that was my pick.
I mean, that match was fun. And like Kat said, that was something I saw as a black belt. I was like, oh shit, I got to add that to my game. Sue Yi is like super underrated because she's not super like outspoken or anything. But she is somebody that when that was hit, I was like, wow, that was like up there with the sub of the year.
She had a good follow-up match with Elise Shaw, I think too. She had hit some other subs, but that was such a good one because it's not one you see very often, and it was from a really compromising position. She was in bottom mount.
Yeah,
so that was
diesel squeezle, baby. So that was tight.
Yeah, AJ tried a diesel squeeze on me the other night and couldn't hit it. So
what?
Hit up Suyi Chen for private lessons. We went to her gym to learn it after. Well, I did.
yeah, so take away from that what you will. Anyways, moving on to more awards here. I was going to do match of the year and event of the year, but for time's sake, we're going to skip those two. I think match of the year, a lot of people think it's Cockle and Staley, just with all the views. I see a lot of nodding heads in here. Event of the year is a hard one because every event's kind of freaking awesome. So I'll leave that up to interpretation. But the last award I do want to ask everyone about is their favorite moment of the year, because Arena is not just a grappling promotion. It's also a promotion of moments. Like, a lot of fun stuff happens. People are, as CJ loves, bringing in beer inside the cage and all these other fun stuff. So personally, my moment of the year, I'll save mine for the end to see if anyone didn't say mine. So Radigan, what's your moment of the year, man?
Sam Malloy, 12-second sub on me. That was pretty cool.
Now Sam is going to be interesting because he had to figure out Arena, but now he's got to figure out Arena coming back, being down in the third round.
Yeah, so you got to think in this third round when you're already down one leg, are you going to take more risks than, are you going to chance it a little bit?
And an immediate adjustment from Sam, led with the head in the middle, and he's already got a leg.
Ooh! Oh!
Whoa! And Zach's all smiles. That was a
12-second straight ankle lock.
Yo, he showed he wasn't, he's down by one sub going into the third round. He's got 5 more minutes to make it happen, and he only needed 12 seconds. He showed he wasn't discouraged or nothing. He showed that he was angry. He showed that he's a amazing competitor, and it just an absolutely relentless submission that hindered me for the rest of our match. So that was my moment of the year, just for me. Probably a little biased, but I was a big fan of that moment. Also, this is a forgotten one. CJ, I was a guest commentator for your match against Justin Copling, and I said into the mic, I said, yeah, if I had to predict, I'd guess that this is going to be a pretty long match.
Well, the first thing we're seeing is a change up here. CJ did not pull guard, and Justin actually has him on the cage. So I'm curious if this is part of CJ's game plan, not to pull, or what the plan is. A nice guillotine attempt right into the guard.
This is tight.
This is
underneath
tight.
the chin. And they get
very nice.
Wow.
Quick submission.
Right.
I wonder if this will be in the running for one of the faster ones.
I guess strong. These guys are both so tough. I don't see this match ending anytime soon. Right? And in that exact moment, you finish him with the submission. So that's another favorite moment of mine. But that's all I got.
That was a good one.
Well, CJ, let's keep with you. What's your favorite of the year?
I got a couple, and I guess just going off of that, one of them's hanging out with Justin after the match. That guy was so fucking nice. But no, like, I think AJ's scroll moment is a very underappreciated time that happened. But what was it? I just forgot. Oh yeah, I'm biased in that I really liked both of my teammate Josh's finishes this year. I think both of those, in the context of the matches that he had, in a way were worthwhile moments of the year, because in both of them he was down in terms of like how the matches were going, and it was late finishes, both with submissions he like rarely uses. He'd never even done that knee compression that he did in his match with Omar. So really cool for him. That's my picks.
I mean, then the Justin one's good. He flew in from Louisiana. The producers are telling me in my ear right now, which is
we got to get him back, man.
That's grappler of the year right there. Justin Copland, grappler of the year.
Dedication of the year right there at the least. But yeah, the AJ scroll moment was definitely one I also had written down. And then Zach, I didn't get a chance to tell you after you gave yours, but you breaking a black belt's ankle on less than an hour's notice, that's up there as well. You didn't like that one, but I like that one. What about Kat and AJ? What are your guys' moments of the year?
Actually, some of the ones you guys mentioned, those are some of my picks as well. But I think I have probably 2 just random ones. The one outside of the cage on commentary is actually when it was you and I, Jake, and then George Travinsky, or the Mustache Man, when we put the mustaches on outside of the cage. I thought that was really fun. It was just like an authentic moment that was exciting, and it made me realize, like, I think we took a picture, one of those afterwards, like from the team, and that was just an exciting time. And the other one, I'm definitely a little biased. I swear I'm not a feminist, but I'm always here for the girl cards. And one, to be on the girl card against somebody who I think is one of the best grapplers I've gone against so far. And in addition to headlining it, I know we got CJ out here. He's been able to headline multiple cards, but that's one of the only cards I've headlined, the only one on Arena specifically. And it was the all women's card. I think there was subs like almost the entire card. So I guess that also answers that would be my favorite event. But that was my whole entire favorite moment, was being on that card and like being able to take a win from that card.
Yeah, mine are probably going to be pretty biased, but I think it's just the emotional attachment to it. Selfishly, I think the scroll thing was hilarious.
We're going to do that if I can find the bow here. All right. So we're scrolled up. All right. First person I want to call out, Kyle Hughes. Not because I want to match with him, I just want him to know he's one of the most handsome men I've ever met. All right. But I do have a list. All right. Alex Mackey pulled out of this match. I want that match. All respect. I looked up to him for a long time, but I want that. Nick Toscano. That guy's a stud. I think he left, but I think we could have a battle for the Supreme Italian in here. Maybe put a little pasta wager on it. But he looks fantastic. I would love to get that all out of respect. He's a phenomenal competitor. Skinny fat Mike Moeller. I want to see that little chubby prick in here. He's been in my DMs, but he's the most boring person I've ever seen in my life. I'm the only person I think that can make that guy entertaining. So I would love that match. Sia Webb has been ducking me for 5 years. Steve Christina bodied my boy CJ twice, and I can't let that stand. All right? And last but not least, Jake Noerker, please show up to advanced class and get this.
I think I've been trying to do a pretty good job.
Do you have any names you would add to that list?
Yeah, fuck that Go Johnny guy. He doesn't even deserve to be on that.
I fucking hate Gogurt. I hate that shit.
Bro, the whole thing is going to jump him. Anyway, I'm trying to keep a positive note. Y'all trying to get me screwed up. But I think I did a good job. Like, the scroll thing, like, had its own life. John and I's romance after that was, like, kind of cool. So, like, being biased, it was probably something that nobody really saw on camera, but Josie's match with Sasha, I think Josie got popped or something in the second or third round, and she came over like pretty teary-eyed, and she's a young girl, and we were like hesitant to want to put her out there so early, but she dug down for like a crazy, one of my favorite matches, crazy overtime. So I don't know if that was something that was like really captioned on camera and that probably wasn't talked about, but having seen that was like cool for both of their growths, I'm sure. And then I would say as an overarching sentiment, it's cool to look into like a comp class that we have and see 10 Arena veterans from New Jersey, New York, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, like Robbie Bloom and those guys coming down. Ansley all the time. Toscano just messaged me. He's coming next week. So I don't know if it counts as a moment, but the overall sentiment of everybody being like this like unofficial Arena team, because we all kind of have that bond through the cage, like training together. It's something that I've really appreciated the last year of Arena.
Yeah, plenty of amazing moments in 2023. I mean, the promotion built, the gyms built, the athletes built. That's what we're looking for, just growth. And that's what we saw in 2023, thanks to a lot of fun, entertaining, random moments, both inside and outside of the cage. But without further ado, I would love to hear from the man, the myth, the legend, someone we heard as a person, not sure we've ever seen him on camera before, but we're about to, ladies and gentlemen, the founder and CEO of Arena Grappling, Joseph Lisa. Joseph, how we doing, man?
Doing pretty good, I guess, on the shadow promoter.
Yes, the man behind the curtains, indeed. Joe, let me just keep it with you here. Being the man who makes all the decisions and gets everything done for the most part, what do we have in store for 2024? Anything exciting you can tell us? This is now my journalistic hat's coming on. So if there's anything to give away, let's hear it.
Well, first off, if I'm the brain of the operation, everyone else in the call is definitely the heart of it. And I don't know if AJ is ready to reveal certain secrets of what we have coming up yet. I don't think we're going to get there quite yet, unless you can pry it out of him. But like we mentioned earlier, CJ has his first seminar coming up. It's actually the first seminar we're hosting, as a brand. CJ's kind of spearheading that. Hopefully we can get some more going through the year. And then Series 14 coming up in January to kick off the year. We got 11 or 12 matches coming from that at another host gym and PR. And then our first live card. It's going to be the first time we are going directly live to the subscribers. It's been months in the making, gathering a team that like we feel comfortable with, that we know is going to deliver the product that we want to deliver. And it's time. It's a little scary, but taking this next step, I'm excited about, because I don't think anything that feels safe is worth doing, in my opinion. So,
well, that makes me nervous because two take Jake can no longer be two take Jake.
I know, now you got to be one take Jake all the time. That's it. You're done.
It's too much pressure. That's the big leagues right there, man. And AJ, Joe kind of just was teasing that you might be able to tease some stuff if I pry hard enough. So this is me prying. Can you please tell me about some exciting stuff in 2024?
Joe, is this the appropriate spot? Is this where we want to do it?
You know what? Go for it.
All right. So, amongst other things, I think with the seminar in mind, ArenaCon is still a lingering thing that we want to get going. Full on seminar and open mat type deal. We're gonna keep building the brand, but the thing that I've been alluding to that Joe just cut loose for me is with the live card, it was time to bring in not just the area's best talent, not just the region's best talent, not just the country's best talent. We're bringing in some of the world's best talent. With that in mind, last night, big win, right? Kevin Dantzler will be headlining the next card at Droogs in February versus the one and only Keith Krikorian. Keith Krikorian ranked top 10 in 2 weight classes in the world, an arena vet, soon to be, but ADCC vet. He's done everything, every competition. He's got tons of big names. Dantzler, an absolutely exciting, 6-0 Fury. That dude's going against everybody. Didn't hesitate a bit to say yes to Krikorian. So that day will be a seminar at Droogs in the morning with Krikorian. He's going to hang out throughout the course of the day. And then big headlining match versus Kevin Dantzler. That card, I'm going to be very, very selective of who we put on that card. It's going to be the top talent. So anybody that wants to watch that anywhere in the country won't feel like they have to know people within 10 miles. They will know people on that card. So we're going to stack that up with top talent. So there it is. Krikorian versus Dantzler is your Series 15 headliner. That is a banger on any format, anywhere, any rule set. That is a do not miss match.
Yeah, that's been in the making for a few months, right?
Yeah. So we finally coordinated it. Keith was a hard guy to pin down, and we're able to do it. And I had a series of guys too afraid to take the match, but Kevin didn't shake his head. So Kevin gets the nod, and especially off that big win against a former UFC champion. I think Kevin's brand is big. I think it's a good match between Arena, Krikorian, and Dantzler, because they all get to build their brands off of it. So it's a very mutually beneficial meeting for all three of them.
And just to summarize everything, like what we're doing, Q1 of 2024, Q1, we're doing another card, we're doing a seminar, we're doing our first live card, and we're getting ready to introduce our belts. So I think this is going to be a really epic year for us.
Let's go.
Yeah. Belts would be a big deal. I'm excited. People have been already shimmying in my inbox trying to get in line for the belt. So I'm excited to carve up some brackets for those and make that a real thing. I think whoever gets that will definitely earn it. No favoritism involved. You have to really run through some good guys at any of those weights to make a hold of that belt. And unlike any other promotion or belt, you're going to have to win a series of matches, even within the matches, to get it. So those belts are going to mean something. To be able to put that on your mantle, bring that back to your gym, it's going to be a heavy belt to carry.
Just a lot of news dumped on me there. Going to need to bring out the fire extinguisher because, AJ, your microphone has some heat emitting from it right now. Krikorian and Dantzler is a crazy match. Literally everybody in the BJJ world is going to be hyped about that one, like all over the world. So that's awesome. Can't wait for that one.
And it's live.
You say, and it's live. Yeah. Oh man, that's going to be horrifying, but awesome. Can't wait for that. That's going to be a crazy.
Oh, trust me, the one that's going to be horrified the whole time is me, but we'll get through it.
It's hard. You do a great job behind the scenes, man. But you guys were also just talking about some belts. CJ, obviously I just said you're top of title picture. So is this strap season for you in 2024?
Yeah. No, I think that's the only path at this point. Got to see myself, whether it's 165, 175, or 185. I'm ready to go.
Awesome, man.
I think last year I took a match at like 205. So, I mean, wherever I need to go, honestly, I'll take all the belts.
Just don't come down to 155. I don't want the smoke.
I can't do that physically.
All right, good.
I mean,
And-
you did call him out in trivia, so
Come on. I mean,
Well, there's
everybody
that.
should know I'm a jokester. That's not a real call out. You know.
Nah, Jake, we got tomorrow. We'll film it.
there you go. Off the
No.
books.
I got COVID. Can't make
Oh
it.
shit.
Oh, suddenly,
Anyways.
suddenly he has
It's
COVID.
the
Gotcha.
fake.
Anyways, getting control of this again, you idiots. Joseph, this time next year in 2024, where do you want Arena to be? What goals do you have for the promotion this year?
It's tough to say a year out, but definitely I want to keep expanding with the cards. I want to have a few live events per year. Not necessarily every card will be live. We're going to stick with mostly the streaming format we have, and then when we have special events like the one coming up with Keith, we're going to then dive into the live territory. I'd love to expand to different states, possibly different cities. Eventually, I don't want anything to grow out of control. I want it to grow naturally as we get there. I think we're definitely at that point right now. We don't really spend a ton, if anything, on marketing or anything. So all the growth right now is organic, word of mouth. And people seem to really be receptive to what we're building. And I think I just want to solidify that and keep that momentum going in 2024, build that legacy up.
Hell yeah, man. I love Arena. It's going places for sure. And guys, before we get out of here, I just want to give each of you the chance. We're talking about Arena and the growth. We have plenty of Arena Plus subscribers, tons of fans on social media. And I mean, just going to the gyms, hearing people talk about Arena and recognizing the name, it's definitely growing into something major. So Kat and AJ, just because you're first on my little Zoom blocks here, any messages to the fans and all the Arena Plus subscribers?
My message is just to make sure you keep subscribing because, like they said, it's only going to get bigger, better, and stronger. Also, make sure you guys are always supporting your local brands. I know that's something we're really, really big on. So the last thing I wanted to mention that I forgot to mention previously is shout out to Schismatic Industries because they make all the gear for Arena. CJ literally reps it every single day, and it's so slick. So Droogs uses it. All our merches from their other tournaments have used it, and I think just honing in on, again, it's a big team thing, and that includes all the competitors. They're part of the team. So I'm just really happy to be one of those people.
Yeah, I probably echo a lot of the same stuff. I'm excited for the growth. I think Joe nailed it. We're doing everything right. So it's just a matter of just kind of slowly compounding on top of that and letting that build. I think people genuinely believe in what we're doing because we're genuinely giving back to people. I want to give Joe his flowers because I know I try to say it, but these promotions, they come up, they pop up, they go away, even for a month at a time. But a day doesn't go by where Joe's not creating something for the love of it and for the love of the athletes and building people. And he really does more than anybody else is out there is willing to do. So I really want to give my flowers to Joe. Joe's really crushing it. So the team makes this work. It's been a labor of love. I think we all agree that where none of us are making money off it. And outside of some selfish growth, I think we don't really take the chance to thank each other for it because we all are really doing it out of a labor of love, but the team makes this whole thing go. So I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else.
And our DJ, I'm sorry, I forget his name in this moment, but he's really great. So
yeah, the whole team's good.
Yeah,
Ben
DJ
Smith.
you rock.
Yes.
Ben's great.
Ben Smith. And thank you, AJ.
The whole production team, the whole squad is great. It really is a group effort. And CJ, you're next, man. Any final words for the fans?
I just say thank you. It's awesome that we have all the support that we have for this. It's really great to see the community coming together. So thank you.
Zach Radigan, be a psycho. What you got?
Hey, ditto. Thank you guys. This was a great year, but we're gonna have an even better year for sure, especially with all that new news dropping. It already sounds like it's gonna be crazy. So everybody tune into that stuff, and I'll be having some more matches too, I'm sure. So tune in for mine. I'll be making sure to put on some shows, win or lose. I'm looking out for the fans.
We appreciate it, man. As a fan, I appreciate it. And Joseph, Lisa, last but not least, anything for the fans?
No, I'm just excited. Thank you so much for everyone that subscribed and has been supporting us from day one, especially when we didn't have as frequent of cards to put up, and it's letting us expand into this new territory that I'm really excited about this year. I came into this because I saw the sport from an outsider perspective. I saw that it was kind of monotonous sometimes, a little bit mundane, and I wanted to see if we could create something a little more original and unique. And even if it, was something that just became our brand, at least we could kind of run with that, and it could be ours, and we're not just copying and pasting existing tournaments. So it seems like it's working as of now. We're going to keep pursuing that mission. We're going to keep pushing this rule set, the endurance format, which I think is really a huge part of Arena's success. And we're going to see where it goes in 2024.
I mean, you said it best. We'll see where it goes. Although I'm pretty confident it's only going up, and we're only going to be putting on better shows for all of our subscribers and fans.
Jake.
So, what? Who said my name?
Uh-oh.
I thought we were just kind of recapping it. I was supposed to give a message for the fans.
I mean,
I know I have at least one really big, tall, ugly, gangly one, and I want to thank him. I should be a better role model for my fans. I want to thank at least the one fan that I do have, Mr. Gogurt himself. Had he not been on the roster, there's a good chance I could have very well been the worst black belt. But as long as he's on the roster, I'll never have to wake up knowing that there's any potential of being the worst one. And that makes my days really easy to get up out of bed, go teach a full school worth of people. I know he's got like 4 white belts. They all kind of like look at my stories and follow me. So it just gives me life to be able to wake up every morning with purpose and not be the worst one on the roster. So if you wanted to give me a message, like give me the time to give a message to my fans, I do want to thank Mr. Gogurt for constantly filling my inbox with nothing but sad misery and asking for forgiveness and things like that. So I do want to shout out to the fan.
this face is me being an unbiased host with no stake in this game. Love the call out. Not laughing at all. Don't worry. Wasn't laughing when I wasn't on camera. Beautiful message to the
You're
fans.
nailing it.
Trying my best. That was a good one, AJ. I'll be honest. That was a damn good one. Anyways, getting everyone out of here. AJ and Kat Deshani, thank you. Joseph Lisa, thank you. CJ Berkheimer, thank you. Zach Radigan, thank you. All of our Arena Plus subscribers, fans, thank you. All of our athletes, thank you. I don't know. Everybody a part of this, thank you. You know who you are. 2024 is going to be a big one. Can't wait. Let's get it going. Yo, is that the skunk? Is that the Meeks?
Let him get it. Let him get a guest visit. Oh,
Yeah,
hi
there we go.
there.
And the dog.
Spot CJ out for Jake. Let Jake run the seminar. He's acting like he knows what he's doing.
I'm good. I'm good at jiu-jitsu, right, AJ?
What would you
guys,
show?
you guys are making me unprofessional.
I would show side control stuff. Probably
What, getting
useless.
my balls on your head?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'd show triangles because I almost got AJ in one, right?
I saw Connor put AJ in
I'm laughing the whole
fucking
time.
I still want to see the video. Oh, Zach, you have a question. What's up?
You, real quick. Big fan of the AJ and Anthony Gojani trash talk. Any chance I could referee that match?